Hello, everyone. I want to read to you the article Tracing the Path of Water Through an Ecosystem from the unit Ecosystems and Their Interactions. Paragraph 1. Water is one of the most amazing substances on Earth. Even though you use water every day, you may not be aware of how interesting it is. Water has properties unlike any other substance. It does things that nothing else does. Water is one of the few substances that is less dense as a solid than as a liquid. You can see this when ice, solid water, floats in a glass of liquid water, or when ice forms on the surface of a pond instead of the bottom. Because ice is less dense than liquid, it floats, and liquid water is able to exist under the frozen water in lakes and rivers. This explains why fish and other aquatic organisms do not freeze solid in winter when the surface of the water of their habitat freezes. Water can be found as three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Under normal temperatures on Earth, most other compounds cannot be found in these three states. Under the right conditions, liquid water can evaporate easily, as you know if you have had set something out to dry in the summer. Ice can form almost as easy, as you know if you've ever seen frost on plants in winter. Water also has the ability to dissolve many substances living things need in order to survive, including sugars and salts. This allows for the chemical reaction that your body needs in order for it to survive. In fact, water is so important that it makes approximately 60% of your body. Water in all forms makes up Earth's hydrosphere. This water continually interacts with Earth's other spheres: the atmosphere, the geosphere, and the biosphere. These interactions are how water moves in an ecosystem. Consider the diagram below and its limitations as you explore the movement of water in ecosystems. The atmosphere is full of water vapor, which is water in gaseous form. You may think that clouds are made of water vapor, but they are not. Water vapor is invisible. Instead, clouds are made of tiny droplets of liquid water. This liquid water forms as water vapor cools and condenses, the process known as condensation. As more and more water vapor condensates, the droplets become bigger and bigger. Eventually, they become too heavy to remain suspended in the air. Then, water falls to the ground as precipitation in the form of rain, sleet, snow, and hail. After water strikes the ground, some of it flows over the ground as runoff. Some runoff flows into streams and rivers, and some seeps into the soil through the process known as percollination. Percolated water collects in the geosphere as groundwater, which may stay in underground reservoirs or make its way to oceans. A small amount of water is taken up in the roots of plants or is consumed by animals. The living things that makes up Earth's biosphere depend on the water to carry out all life's functions. Plants release this water back in the atmosphere through a process known as transpiration. Animals release a small amount of water into the atmosphere through respiration and perspiration. However, it is negligible compared with the amount of water released by plants. Water, whether it's on surface in rivers and streams or underground, eventually makes its way to the oceans, which holds more than 70% of the water on Earth. Water evaporates from the surface of rivers, lakes, and oceans all the time. Evaporation is the process by which a liquid changes into a gas. Evaporation returns water into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. So, the next time you drink a glass of water or take a shower, think about all the places that water has been. You might want to take some time and read the captions. This one says, frost is solid water that is deposited on the surface of objects as temperatures drop below freezing in a human environment. This caption says, this seal is able to swim through the liquid water underneath the solid ice because ice floats. And the diagram right here says, a diagram like this one is a model that shows only part of how water moves through our ecosystem. Other diagrams may look different. So once again, if you have any questions, please contact your teacher. This was Tracing the Path of Water Through an Ecosystem.